Welcome to the Husky Football Review. I'm Chad Summers, along with Hewitt-Trussville head coach Josh Floyd, fresh off a exciting 30-24 victory over the Gardendale Rockets to start the 2014 season. And Coach, you're barely in town, boxes unpacked, but hey, congratulations on the big first win.
Hey, thanks very much. It was an exciting game. Had a great crowd there, and just proud of our guys for finding a way to win. There's a lot of room for improvement, obviously, after the first game, but just glad we came away with a W.
That's absolutely right, and the crowd was fantastic. It was as packed as I can remember it being at the old stadium, and of course we're standing here right now in front of the new stadium that's scheduled to open sometime in early October, we hope. Right now, as you see behind us, they're laying the carpet in one of the end zones, and just going to be exciting. But as far as the old stadium goes, we have a couple more games there, but just an electric atmosphere. And how much does a crowd like that help a game like we had Friday night?
Well, it's huge. Obviously, we got behind early, so anytime, sometimes I can take the crowd out of it. But as long as our fans stay with us, and our student section, the dog pound, they're pretty loud, and I think it helps our kids. Obviously, encourage them, and I think once we started going there in the second half, you could really hear the crowd crank up, and I think it's going to be an exciting offense, and hopefully we'll play exciting on defense as well. For fans to enjoy the game and and help us out.
Absolutely. Talking about the offense, of course, we have the pick six to start the game. Unfortunately, that was the way it started. You can't pick the way a game starts. Sometimes it just unfolds. But we have the pick six. We go down 24-7. People always want to ask the question, and it's an archaic question. Coach, what did you tell your team at halftime at 24-7? What did you say to the guys? Because we were out of the game at that point.
Right. Well, I didn't go in there ranting and raving, going crazy on them. I didn't really feel like that was the way to go, or the timing for that. We just tried to get the guys to settle down, because we really didn't feel like, from an offensive standpoint, and this is no offense to Gardendale, they obviously came ready to play and played a great game, but we didn't really feel like it was them stopping us as much as we were hurting ourselves, because every time we would move the football, we'd have a penalty, we'd get ourselves in 1st and 15, or we'd get a big play, then we'd get a call back and something. There were a ton of penalties that we just felt like we were obviously, it was obviously our fault, and so we just told the guys, if we'll just cut the penalties out, we'll have a chance. Even defensively, there's one drive, I think we had 3 different penalties on each third down. We'd stop them, and then we'd get a penalty here, a pass interference, and and you look up and they end up scoring. And that was really all we said. We said, guys, if we'll cut off the penalties, we got a chance to win the game. 17 points is nothing. And Coach Perry, our offensive line coach, he was the one that said that at halftime. He's like, guys, just 17 points, not that big a deal in our offense. And I think we proved that, because within the span of just 3 or 4 minutes, we scored 14 points. And there still were a couple times in the fourth quarter I wish we'd have finished with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but at the end of the day we scored enough. So but there's a lot of room for improvement, obviously, and penalties is probably that's the biggest deal. I've coached for 12 or 13 years, and that's the most penalties I've ever had, so obviously we got to do a better job coaching.
And they had a couple of new penalties that are kind of in play this year that are designed to kind of equalize things and protect people on kickoff. Right. A couple of times we lined up, and literally a player touched you can't be beyond 5 yards on the kickoff coverage, and a player would touch the line, and they weren't giving us any slack, were they?
No, we got caught on that for I think 3 times. So and then we were offsides one time on kickoff. So you don't see that every game. Hopefully we won't see that again. But like I said, obviously we got to do a better job coaching these guys up, and hopefully we'll get that fixed this week.
Absolutely. Well, right now let's take a look at the highlights from the game under the call of Zach Seal and Mark Wright.
They'll send Moore in motion. Back to throws Thomas. He's going to sit on it, and it's intercepted, and it's going the other way. He's going to take it to the house unless Zach Thomas can get to him, and he won't. Touchdown Gardendale. A batted ball goes for a pick six.
I think that's the Quay Houston.
Thomas back to throw here. Like he's got Moore on the wheel route with a big catch. Moore's got some room, and he's going to go. Kyle Moore strolls in for 6.
No flags, and a huge block by Dalton Meadows right there.
Big hit that time. Wow.
Tanner Harwell up the gut. Big hit in the backfield.
They go heavy in the backfield. 2 offensive linemen back there. They're going to roll the pocket. Cups throws. He's got a man open, and he is in for the touchdown. This play to his lineman. He's up with it. He's going to be back to throw. He's looking. He's got a little bit of pressure now, a lot of pressure, and he's going to go down. Harwell.
Through there. No, that's number 40, not 46.
Husky's walking some guys up. They're going to give an inside give, and he's got some room to run. Breaks a tackle and another, and he's on his way.
That's Hicks. No, it's not. Hicks is number 1.
And another first down from the Gardendale 35-yard line. This time he's back to throw. Plenty of time. He'll let one fly. Intercepted.
Is that Deontay out there in the corner?
Deontay comes flying up from his free safety spot. This will work with an empty backfield. He'll send a man in motion. And they will hand to him, trying to find a lane. He does. There he goes, and he's gone.
Devin Reed, 21-yard run.
Devin Reed. Touchdown Huskies, and they're right back in this thing. 57 to go in the third quarter. They'll send Street in motion. They will fake to Street. It's Zach Thomas up the middle. Thomas with some room to run. Thomas across the 50, 45, 40. It's a foot race. He will be brought down inside the 20. Zach Thomas. Quickly. And they will give to Street this time. Around the corner, Street cuts it back. Inside the 10 to the 5, he's gone. Touchdown, Huskies.
2 plays, about almost 64 yards.
Minutes, and the Huskies now. And they're going to still go for this play. Got a man, he's got his first down. Devin Reed. Wow. Thomas will fake the give to Kyle Moore. He's going to run, looking to throw. Got a man open, tipped.
I think the second person caught it.
Caught.
I couldn't tell. Dalton Meadows.
Dalton Meadows. Looked like good snap, good place, and it's up and it's good, and we are tied with 9. They got a good opportunity to win this thing late. Cup back to throw. Getting a little pressure. Up the middle, they're going to get in from behind.
Jason Williams.
He flips the ball to a lineman. Don't know if.
Got a pitch to a big guy.
The play clock down inside 5 here. They will get it off. Thomas will keep it all the way. Thomas is going to take it in for the score. Huskies lead it. That's a nice drive by the Huskies.
Out the game, but a lot of grit by this team.
Extra points blocked. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite us. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Husky Television. Never heard of that rule either. McGettigan will kick. He'll kick it high and short. Taking it about the 10. Room to run. And he fumbles the ball.
We got it.
Huskies recover.
Jalen Williams, the defensive star of the game for the Huskies, has the ball.
But it looks like Huskies win their opener with a 30-24 win over Gardendale.
Just an amazing game, the tale of 2 halves. Coach, I think obviously the turning point for me watching the game, there were 2. The interception, the Deontay Wilson interception, Gardendale gets the ball to start the second half. They're up 24-7. Right. If they make it 27-7, or if they make it 31-7, it's a totally different ball game. But we get the ball after that interception, and 4 plays later, we're in the end zone.
Sure, that was definitely a turning point in the game. I feel like, Deontay Wilson. One thing you got to remember is there's really a lot of guys starting their first game ever on Friday night, and we have one guy back on defense who started last year, and that was Deontay. And so it was awesome to see him step up as a senior leader. I mean, he's definitely one of our leaders. Made a big time play, and just a few plays later we're in the end zone. And I knew right then we were okay. But that was probably the most encouraging thing about Friday night was just how our guys responded. Even going back to the first half where we throw that pick 6. The very next possession we go down and score, with a big pass to Kyle Moore. And so, there were several times that I think we had a chance to respond either negatively or positively to a tough situation. And, at the end of the day, we found out a lot about our team that we were able to respond to some adversity.
And that's the beauty of your offense. 24-7, under some regimes, that's a commanding lead.
Sure.
But 6 plays later, it's 24-21.
Right.
If you're on the other sidelines, you're kind of reeling, going, okay, what just happened here? You know, and that's the beauty of this hurry up pace that you play.
Definitely. I mean, that's the point of the offense, and obviously it's not the way we drew it up Friday night for it to happen, but, you know, maybe at the end of the day, maybe it's not a bad way to win a first game, just because I think it helps our guys understand the value of the offense, and, you know, if we can cut out a lot of our mistakes, you know, who knows what can happen. And, you know, we scored 30 points without, in my opinion, didn't really play real well, to be honest. And so I think, you know, if we can cut out some stuff and improve in some areas, I mean, who knows how many points we can score.
Absolutely. And you see on your screen some of the leaders for the game. Of course, Zach Thomas with a ridiculous game in his first start, 3 yards passing and a touchdown, with 201 yards rushing and another touchdown. Of course, had the interception, but I think he well made up for it. Then, of course, Jerry Street with a big game, 105 yards and a touchdown on just 12 attempts. That's almost a 9-yard average every time he touches the ball. Kyle Moore, of course, with 77 yards on 4 receptions and a touchdown. The big one being the first touchdown to tie the game. Of course, the whole team, 448 yards of offense, just 1 turnover. You know, your defense not giving up anything in the second half. I mean, that's just, you're down 24-7. You don't have any wiggle room. You've got to lighten up, and that's exactly what they did.
Sure, our defense. I mean, that was the story of the game there in the second half. Obviously, we didn't feel like they were just killing us in the first half from their offense, but, you know, we kept making mistakes there too. Like I said, we had some penalties that hurt us. You know, we made a few adjustments at halftime. Obviously, Coach Kane, our defense coordinator, did a great job. You know, and we didn't go in there and change everything, go crazy. You know, it's kind of down off. You know, we tried to settle down. You know, there's a few adjustments we need to make here or there, but you know, we just need to play football. And you know, we missed some tackles, obviously, early on. You know, that always happens early in the season. It's tough to prepare, you know, for practice. You know, it's just hard to. You know, we can try as hard as we can, but at the end of the day, it's hard to get that Friday night speed until you get out there on Friday night. And so, yeah, I think once our defense settled down, obviously they played, you know, unbelievable in the second half. You know, not give up any points, and I didn't think we gave up around 50 yards or something in the second half. So, just a big time, you know, big time way to respond by our defense. And you know, those guys can get better every day. Like I said, you got one guy that started last year on defense, and so you know, the improvement is, you know, is going to be great, you know, every single week.
Yielding just 17 points to a team with a lot of weapons like Gardendale speaks a lot about our team, speaks a lot about the season. It's going to be a fun season to watch. As we go into the season, of course, we have a lot of new assistant coaches that are here and new to the community. So this week we're going to highlight one of those, and each week we're going to introduce some of those to you. And this week we're going to start with our offensive coordinator, Austin Tucker. Let's meet Austin Tucker right now.
Austin Tucker, I'm the offensive coordinator, and I coach wide receivers. I had the opportunity to play for Coach Floyd in high school, and after I played at the University of Arkansas, Coach Floyd hired me on at Shiloh Christian, so to be the running backs coach. And 2 years later, I was the offensive coordinator, and so I was fortunate enough to, when he came over here, that he asked me to come with him, so I'm excited. Yeah, right now we're in an apartment complex, but we're getting ready to possibly move into a new home here in a couple months. So, yeah, we're getting settled slowly but surely. Yeah, we got a baby girl on the way, Willa Jean Tucker, October 17th. So that's a Friday. So hopefully she didn't come on Friday, but yeah, we're really excited about her coming, and we're happy to start a new family here in Trussville. The middle name is my wife's middle name, but Willa, that's just something we kind of came up with. We both really liked it. So, I mean, I think one of the things that's just cool about, you know, my career is that I was able to play for Coach Floyd. I think that's something you find in the system. A lot of guys that have played in the system have the opportunity to coach in it. So I think it's something just that I can bring to the table that, you know, I know a lot about the system. I was able to play in it. I think there's value when you're able to play in the system and coach in it, because you understand it. So, yeah. You know, I think the pace of play is obviously the thing that everybody talks about, and it definitely helps you on offense. You know, it helps you, you know, if you're playing a team that might be better on paper. I think sometimes it gives you an advantage just to wear down the opponent, and that's something that we've taken pride in here, is, you know, being the best team as far as conditioning wise, just being in the best shape we can be in. And so I think that's a huge part, is just the pace that we play at. And Coach Floyd, he's a really smart guy. He really understands. He's been in the offense for a long time, and so he obviously is the guy that brings it all together. So.
Coach, obviously we have Tuscaloosa County this week. We need a big crowd to be a fun road trip. Maybe some Alabama fans wants to go and spend the night and watch the game Saturday morning, but we need some support on the road in Tuscaloosa County this Friday night down in Tuscaloosa, don't we?
We do. It'd be awesome to get a big crowd there. Hopefully we can get some students over there and be loud. And anytime you go on the road, it's not easy, obviously. And, the biggest thing about this game is it's our first region game. And that's what I told our guys over the weekend. I mean, it's our first time to play a region game in 7A football, and we've got a big team on our hands. And Tuscaloosa County is obviously a team that has a lot of tradition and is always a good football team. And so we got to go over there and play our best game and have a chance. And anytime you go on the road, it's tough. So we're going to try anyway, no matter what it is, no matter how you draw it up. You just however you can get it, you try to still win on the road.
Well, the first 7A football game in the history of Hewitt-Trussville football, that's big enough to get in the car and drive to Tuscaloosa. Sure. Before we go, I have to ask, I look from the press box, I look over, and there's your dad, Ronnie Floyd, sitting in the stands watching his son coach his first game here in Trussville. What does a proud papa like that say to you after a game like that? What does he say? Does he get involved at all? Oh
yeah, my dad loves it. He eats it up, man. He wanted to be a coach, and then felt like he got called to ministry.
And God called him to ministry.
So
good grief, thanks a lot.
He can live through me a little bit. So, we were obviously excited they got to come to the game, because it's a 10-hour drive, so you're not going to be coming to many probably this year. But they wanted to be able to come to the first one. They actually went to the Arkansas-Auburn game on Saturday, so they kind of were able to knock that out as well.
Yeah.
But it was great to see them, and obviously my dad was fired up. Especially the way the game went. I don't know what he thought about the entire game, obviously, but he was excited in the end. And so it was obviously good to see them. They care about us being gone, but it's really about the grandkids now.
I was going to say.
I got 3 boys, so now it's all about the grandkids, man.
I have a feeling there'll be more games than you think.
Yeah. They'll probably be back for a few more.
Those grandkids are a little bit of a magnet, Coach.
Exactly.
Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
Of course, we're talking about Ronnie Floyd, the longtime pastor at Cross Church in Springdale, Arkansas, and the current Southern Baptist Convention president. So good to see him in Jackwood Stadium on Friday night. As we wrap up today's show, it's interesting to watch them as they lay the turf in the end zone, and they actually stitch the turf just like they would lay carpet in your house. They actually stitch it by hand here at the new stadium, hopefully ready to go on October 3rd for homecoming against Oak Mountain. I want to remind you that you can get single game and season CDs for any Husky football game by contacting hthsaf@gmail.com. You can watch any game, a great keepsake for proud mamas and daddies and grandmamas and granddaddies, and single game CDs, and also CDs for the entire season as well. I also want to remind you that the press box, there's still naming opportunities here at the new stadium. You can contact the Trussville City School Foundation, and they can give you more information about that. Again, this Friday night, Tuscaloosa County at their place, 7 o'clock. Need to see you there. Hope to see you in red this Friday night as we cheer on the Huskies as they take on the Tuscaloosa County Wildcats for the first ever 7A football game in Husky history. So hope to see you in Tuscaloosa this Friday night. For Coach Floyd and Karen Johns, I'm Chad Summers. This has been the Husky Football Review. Go Huskies!